Assalamualaikum, I'm Abdul Haseeb, and today what concerns us is providing and consuming. Putting it easy, it's give and take. As we all may know that hard work, talent, passion, and luck, they almost play a very major role in determining that how successful you'll be in your working life. But there's another factor that we have been missing. Did you know that there was another factor? The point is this, that did you even know that there was another factor? Your reciprocity style. Your reciprocity style is what's been missing. Since we have been missing it out, we need to go into some detail. There are actually three main types of interactions, three different styles, three different reciprocity styles, which we could label as giving, taking, and matching. Now let's go into one of them. First, take it. The first reciprocity style is taking, and taking is also an art. It's not that easy. It's not that difficult. It's just a distinctive type of signature people have when they take, because they like to consume more than they like to give. They like to turn the direction of reciprocity into their own favor, putting their interest ahead of others' needs. Now, these people, takers, believe that this world is a competitive arena and we are always in a competition. They're always in a constant competition with others. They believe that succeeding is by being better than others. This is what they believe. And they're in a constant competence. They try to prove their competence. Why? Because they need to self-promote themselves. And they also need to make sure that they get full and plenty of credit for their very efforts. Now, when we pursue, if we are a taker, we pursue our actions with thoughts like these in our minds, that what's the benefit for us? What's in it for me? Is it worth my time, my energy? Am I going to be the one who's going to go better off at the end? If we are a taker, this is when you are taking. This is the reciprocity style, when you are calculating, when you're very cautious, and when you're self-protective. Takers, they look after themselves because they don't want to get left behind. That's their very motive. Since on a very different hand and on total contrast, we have the givers, who believe that this world is not a competition and it's a friendly place. It's a friendly place where we need to make friends. They believe in succeeding by helping others and creating win-win situations. That's what they believe in. They're genuinely interested and they genuinely care about others' interests, creating win-win situations, because no one loses. They do not have a hidden agenda that in the end, yes, when I make this person trust me, when I am investing, when I'm giving something, probably I'll get a profit. That is what the takers do. The givers are genuinely interested in others' needs and others' interests and others' benefits. And they're also interested in their own, not sacrificing their own interests as well. Since the world is captured by the third reciprocity style, which is matching, most of the people we meet are matchers. Why? Because matchers, they value the principle of fairness. They protect themselves by seeking reciprocity. Although givers were totally turning the reciprocity direction, matchers, they're seeking reciprocity when they help others. If you give to a matcher, you'll get even. They'll gladly give you back. And if somehow you have taken something from a matcher, you have ended up in trouble because the next time you meet him, he'll try to get it even. Everything has to go fair and square. Either it's on the bad side or on the good side. So that's what matchers do. And that is what's most of the world. This might sound familiar. Maybe someone you know, maybe some of the friends, maybe they're givers, maybe they're takers, maybe colleagues or co-workers, they may be matchers even. What are you? The important point is that your reciprocity style defines that whether you top or you're at the bottom of the success ladder. Your reciprocity style defines it. You may have one primary reciprocity style when you interact with most of the people most of the times. You may have one primary reciprocity style, but that does not mean that you cannot act differently. That does not mean that you do not have the other reciprocity styles. Maybe subconsciously you do have, or consciously you do know them. You may be a giver in one department. It's totally possible. It's totally possible that you may be a matcher in different environments, and it is totally possible that you may be a taker in general interactions. It is totally possible. There's nothing different in it. But the point here is that you can choose to act differently. You'll not always be a giver, you'll not always be a taker. You may not always be a matcher. But most of the oftentimes, you are. You are a matcher. So since, as we mentioned earlier, that your passion, your hard work, your talent, it's really important to determine where you land on the success ladder, right? So this reciprocity style, which has come up as a new factor, right? As a new factor, where does the reciprocity style stand? Or as in these three options, who tops? It's the givers. If across the occupations we examine the link between success and reciprocity styles, the givers are more likely to become the champions. They're more likely. With that said, the question arises, why do givers succeed? With that said, the most important question now, intriguing. Why do givers succeed? There's one big reason why they succeed. It's because they build better reputations, more and stronger relationships, far bigger networks than the matchers and takers, far bigger than them. And if one has strong relationships, strong networks, a right network, a good reputation, what's more to enhance success in his life? What's more? Now, how do they accomplish this? How do givers get the good reputation, strong relationships, a right network? Another question, why do they get this? Let me make this clear. When you're interacting with a giver, there's one thing totally vivid, totally crystal clear, that person is genuinely interested, genuinely cares about your interests. That person does not have a hidden agenda. He is giving his time, his energy, lots of it, to you. And creating a win-win situation. A total win-win situation. The problem over here is this, that when a taker wins, someone loses. However, when a giver wins, no one loses, not even you. Not even you. So since you have been dealing with a person who's a giver, now he's giving his time, he's giving his energy. He knows that succeeding is not by being better than others, it's to take others along. That gives a good reputation. This is his reputation now, right? A person with a generous, time and energy to give, generally a good guy. Generally a good guy. So what's more? And now when you're a good guy, Who would not want to be friends with you? Who would not want to do business? Who would not want to do work with you? Your reputation spreads as fast as lightning. If that person can be trusted, that person has a reputation who can genuinely give us the time, genuinely give us the advice, genuinely make some efforts. Now, let me give you an example. If, for example, we have a postman, right? He has a letter for Mr. Ali. I know about 15 people named Ali, and he goes to a house, and this is the wrong Mr. Ali. If that person is a giver,